Right. So, welcome, guys. It's Andy and Wes here from D6 Evolution.
Hello, how you doing?
And now we've had a chance to look through the Ultramarine book, and this video is all about our top picks and the top changes for the new Ultramarines. And there's some really good ones in there, isn't there, buddy?
Oh, yeah. Ultramarines are now Tau. What?
I know. There is some crazy stuff in here, and it's really going to catch you off guard if you're not ready for some of these things. So, shall we kick things off, Wes? Should we talk about my favourite stratagem in this book? And this one is awesome.
Is that the one to get an extra relic?
Yeah, not quite. So this one is called Defensive Focus. Read this one out for me, buddy.
Okay, so Defensive Focus is 2 command points. Use this stratagem after an Ultramarine unit from your army is chosen as a target of a charge. Select up to 3 other friendly Ultramarines units that are within 1 inch away from... Sorry, that are more than 1 inch away from enemy units and within 6 inches of the targeted unit. The selected units can fire Overwatch at the charging unit as if they were targets of the charge itself.
Now this is so strong, because this is on anything. You could sit a couple of fire raptors behind this unit.
Could you imagine that? Or aggressors?
Oh, you will come on to aggressors later, but those things are insane now. So it kind of works pretty much like the Tau Overwatch, though there's not. Though the Ultramarines are getting full rerolls to hit some of these times, which is so strong. So I think Overwatch, and then they've got Flamer aggressors, they've got Dreadnoughts with Flamers. There's a lot of things which you're just going to get an obscene amount of Overwatch.
It's pretty crazy, isn't it? And especially the Ultramarines are going to have lots of tactical squads as well, probably. So probably lots of shooting coming away. Yeah,
I mean, I don't think the tactical squads are fine. It's when you put like your next to a couple of repulsors or something like that. And obviously with the tactical doctrines working nowadays, you're going to be getting the -1 AP on a lot of these shots as well. It's going to be absolutely bonkers.
I do like the idea of this sitting behind with a fire raptor with this one, putting out all the Overwatch. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, or if you just want your Ultramarine player to run out of time if you're using a chest block, just have a throwaway unit each turn to charge like all of his aggressors, so he has to roll like 150 shots a turn.
Oh mate, that's dirty.
So this is one use, and this is one use only. So it's only one time that something charges. So I think the key thing here is you have to tease out this little stratagem. Yeah.
Just kind of like, that's one use per phase.
It's one use per phase, but you don't get it to the end of the phase. You only get it for the one unit charging.
Yeah.
So you almost like you charge in something you don't care about, first of all. If they don't use it, you tie up the unit. If they do use it...
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely you have to think about your opponent in charging this. It can be easy to nullify it in certain circumstances.
Now, could you use this if you're already in combat? If the unit in question is already in combat, but the other units outside aren't?
Yes. You're selecting up to 3 other friendly units that are more than 1 inch away from enemy units and within 6 inches of the targeted unit.
So the original unit doesn't actually have to be eligible to fire Overwatch?
No.
Yeah, I can see that catching a lot of people off guard.
That's really nice.
So that's really good. I looked for ways to see whether you could increase it, because previously with the Vigilus formations you could take an extra chapter tactic for a turn, but because all the chapter tactics have actually been renamed, the Grey Shield stratagem doesn't work anymore.
No.
So I was thinking that there's one way you could have you could give your army Overwatch on 5s, but you can't do that anymore.
No, sadly not.
It's because all the chapter tactics have had a slightly different naming, so that old stratagem doesn't work anymore.
They've got you pegged.
Yeah, so I think that is probably the strongest little stratagem in this book here, and it's 2 command points. Other ones which I really like, second one is rapid redeployment. This
is great. You all of a sudden now, you've gone from being Tau, and now you're Eldar.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. It's really good.
So this is really strong, isn't it? So this is, essentially it's the Eldar Phantasm. You pick 3 units and you redeploy them at the standard mission rules.
That's really powerful because you can bait units in this one as well, especially if you've got the first turn. You can put them out on one flank or put them back and then put them forward again. There's so many mind tricks you can play with this mission.
Or you could be ultra aggressive. With those infiltrating dreadnoughts.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got in mind for these.
Stick 3 of those out. If you don't get first turn, put them back. No harm done.
Absolutely.
Or just clump them together and wait for something to charge and overwatch with all their flamers together.
Yeah, because that strategy will work with them each, won't it?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of play with the Ultramarines with those. Have you got any other good picks you found in the supplement?
Yeah, so one of my favourites actually is fall back and re-engage. So essentially the guys can leave combat, shoot, and then recharge again. So
they want to be White Scars, do they?
Right? The Ultramarines just want to be everybody else apart from themselves at the moment.
Yeah.
I think this is fantastic. I can imagine a Dreadnought, maybe like a Lothiath of the Dreadnought, in combat, leaving, shooting, and then re-engaging combat again. I think that's pretty powerful.
Yeah. Because, Ultramarines are already going to get the fallback and shoot, but they're at -1. But they won't get the fallback and charge. I think that's the... Ooh, Wes, you went a bit dark there, buddy.
Yeah. It's my auto lights going off.
Yeah.
Good.
So I think that one's powerful. That one's really good. Other things I found is if you... there's a really nice little relic in there. You're still in the dark, by the way.
Yeah, I can't switch it back on now. Just give me 2 seconds. There we go. Good.
That's brilliant. Other great ones I found in this book is something called the Seal of Oath.
Oh, which one's that?
No, that's a relic. Just like all the good relics, it's the it's the non-special relic. So you don't actually have to be you can be an Ultramarine successor chapter and take this one.
Okay, cool.
So this is a set effectively the Guard Old Grudges. You choose a unit, and everything within 6 inches of the bearer of this relic can reroll hits and wounds against the unit you nominate at the start of the game.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so it's literally just like pick the biggest unit on the board, and that will go away.
Yeah.
Like I've been using it in my Guard army. I say Guard army, Imperial Soup army.
Yeah,
and it's really strong. It's really strong.
It's almost like Guide and Doom, isn't it, Phil? Eldar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one then.
We're sticking with the theme here.
So the next thing I thought was really cool, if you want to do like a Smash Captain style beat stick character, you can use the Helm of Sensor, which I think is really, really thematic on this one. Actually, it's effectively you get +1 to hit and +1 to wound for a character. Now, the brilliant thing about this is it's against Astartes or Heretic Astartes. So if you're playing against Space Marines, you get this, and it's really good.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think that's really strong.
Especially how much more prolific Space Marines are going to be after this Codex has dropped. So that's really good.
So what do you think are some of the biggest winners from not just Codex Space Marines, but when we're using Ultramarines as well?
So my favourite so far is I really like aggressors. The changes to aggressors have been probably my favourite points actually. That's extra wound and extra attack. That extra wound, to go to 3 wounds is clutch really, because there's lots of 1 damage and 2 damage out there, and having that just switch to 3 means that they're going to survive a lot more.
Yeah, and they're pretty cheap for what they do. They got a decent point decrease in the last chapter approved, didn't they? I think they're just over 100 points for 3 of them, and they put out an insane amount of shots now.
Yeah.
So they're actually +2 attacks when you factor in the Angels of Death rule.
Absolutely.
And a -1 AP from turn 2.
Yes.
So
with the tactical
all
doctrine.
Of a sudden, you've got a little squad of 3 dudes which have 4 attacks each now. They've got 3 wounds. The sergeant has 5 attacks even. Isn't that right? So they've got 3 base +1 for the +1 for the Angels of Death rule. So that's a crazy amount of attacks they're going to have now. And that -1 AP is just going to make them amazing with like 50 to 60 shots each.
It really is.
Wes doesn't believe me. You're checking, aren't you?
I'm just confirming, Andy. I
just make up the rules. It's fine.
I always check whenever you tell me a rule.
Yeah, I would. Top tournament tip. If you ever play me, just don't trust me. So I think there's still a problem with aggressors, and that there's no good way to maneuver them around the board. I think Ultramarines, obviously, if you go pure Ultramarines, then when you move, you still count as standing still, which is massive for aggressors, because if they stand still, they get their double shooting.
Okay.
But if they move, they only get to shoot once. So it's a really big thing for aggressors to stand still. So it bumps up the threat range to, what, 23 inches?
Yep.
Which is good, but there's no way to really just rapidly deploy them up the board because the new grav tank can't take gravis armor in it, can it?
No, see, that impulsor would have been fantastic if you could stick a few of those guys in there and get them going at table with a 4+ in run.
Board, yeah. And I think the repulsor's a bit too expensive to take for them. So, yeah. But I think in a defensive gun line, these things are going to be amazing. So if the rest of your army is long range, you stick 3 squads of aggressors down there. Anything comes close, all 3 of them overwatch at once. You waste, 20 minutes of your turn trying to roll like 150 dice.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, the charge is dead.
and I think you're probably going to see lots of gun lines with the Ultramarines as well. They really suit it.
I think that unit there is going to be core to it though. It's got crazy shooting, it's got -1 AP, it's good in combat, and with strats it can fall back and charge.
Yeah. You're going to have at least 1 squad in your army, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I think that's really good. I think the other things which may do really well in an Ultramarines army is things like Leviathan Dreads, because they've technically been quite short range, and now the ability to move and count as staying stationary is going to be really good.
Yeah, that's quite powerful actually.
And I think coupled with the new Dreadnought ability to take half damage, there's a stratagem for that. I think that's going to be an absolutely beast of a unit.
Yeah, I think so too. The ability just to push so far up the field, that thing is going to be pretty gnarly, I think. Yeah,
and having an extra AP on its weapons as well. Yeah, no, I'm really impressed with those two. They're my top 2 picks for Ultramarines. Now, guys, you've probably seen it's not all good news for Ultramarines, and Bobby G has had the nerf back.
Yeah, I think it's about right, though. I think rerolling all those wounds is a little bit tough.
It's only about right if you play against him. If you play with him, you're probably pissed off right now.
Yeah, I say that as a non-Ultramarine player. So, but he did get a points drop there, 50 points.
He did. Now, he got slight changes to his rules, so now he rerolls all hits as opposed to failed hits. So his the hit buff is better, but now he only rerolls wounds of 1.
Yeah.
So there's been some small changes. I think there's a little change to his weapons as well, but I can't remember exactly what it is.
Yeah, that change to the hits, rerolling all hits. I think that's actually really quite powerful, especially when you're seeing like LA Toc flyer spam and stuff. That gives you a better chance of hitting those things. I'll take that buff at the loss of the wounds.
Yeah. So overall, I think this Codex Supplement's really good. It's more of I don't think the combos are popping as much as like the White Scars one, but the overall army buffs I think are probably more solid.
Yeah, I think that too. Actually, there's nothing real standout. I just think it's solid across the whole supplement with this book. So I think it's going to be greater than some of its parts when you actually stick it all together.
Yeah, no, I think that's going to be really, really strong. So let us know, guys, what you think are some of the coolest changes, not just in the Ultramarines one, but on the whole Codex Space Marines. And, of course, let us know if you think drop pods are going to be a thing again. I'm not convinced. But Wes is, so we'll see what happens. Comment below. Let us know which one of us is right.
We'll see you on the table soon.
Take care.
Bye-bye.